My boyfriend and I were both out of town. A notification popped up on my smart home app.
Cat food added manually.
How was that possible? We always used the automatic feeding mode. The manual button was hidden. There was no way the cat could have bumped into it. I immediately pulled up the security camera feed linked to the app. Scrubbing through the timeline, I saw it clearly. A pair of feet appears in the frame. A second later, a female's hand pressing the button. My cat was affectionately rubbing against her ankle. I called my boyfriend.
Did you ask someone to feed Schwartz?
Adrian shook his head.
No. Isn't the automatic feeder perfectly on time? Don't worry, babe. The cat won't starve.
I murmured in agreement, saying it might just be an app glitch. Meanwhile, my fingers flew across my phone, canceling my flight for the day after tomorrow and booking the earliest express train home. The express train sped through the dark night. Clutching my ice-cold phone, I replayed that 10-second clip over and over. Who was this woman? Adrian and I had been dating for 3 years and living together for 1. He bought this downtown apartment in full, claiming it was to secure our future together. He had always been attentive, taking care of every little detail. Even during this business trip, he called every morning and evening, his voice overflowing with affection. Yet the footage on my screen had precisely punctured our seemingly airtight romance. I didn't call him back, nor did I send a text to confront him. I needed to see it with my own eyes. At 5 in the morning, I stood at our doorstep, dragging my suitcase. I used the biometric lock, and the door opened with a soft click. The apartment was pitch black, so quiet that I could only hear my own heartbeat. I stepped into the living room. A strange scent lingered in the air, faint and entirely different from the woody perfume I usually wore. On the sofa lay a long, curled strand of hair. It wasn't mine. My hair was long and straight. Hearing the commotion, the cat strolled out of the bedroom. Seeing me, he gave a lazy meow, lacking his usual enthusiastic greeting. His fur was also tainted with that unfamiliar perfume. Every clue pointed toward the worst possible conclusion. I walked into the bedroom. The bed was neatly made. I opened the closet. It held only my clothes and Adrian's. Nothing belonged to a third party. The bathroom only had our 2 toothbrushes, and the towels hung in perfect order. Except for that strand of hair and the scent, the apartment was so clean it was as if nothing had ever happened. But the cleaner it was, the stranger it felt. A woman who could come and go as she pleased, and who was familiar enough to win over my cat, could never be a random intruder. I placed the strand of hair into a Ziploc bag and took a photo of it with my phone. I sat on the cold sofa, sleepless until broad daylight. Then, acting completely normal, I called a cleaning service to thoroughly scrub the entire place, capturing and erasing every trace of that strange perfume from the air. Once that was done, I posted an update on social media with a picture of the train station. The caption read, "Finished work early, heading home to cuddle my cat." Adrian's call came quickly. I let it ring for a long time before answering, sounding as if I'd just woken up.
Hello.
Babe, you're back early. Why didn't you tell me? I could have picked you up.
He said, his voice as tender as ever, laced with just the right amount of gentle reproach.
It was a last-minute decision. I was too tired, so I didn't say anything.
Well, I'll wrap things up on my end as fast as I can and head back the day after tomorrow. Wait for me at home, okay?
Okay.
Hanging up, I stared at his name on the screen. He was incredibly calm, so calm that it felt as though the woman who appeared in our home was nothing more than a glitch in the system. For the next 2 days, I went nowhere. I stayed home, kept the cat company, and analyzed that surveillance clip over and over again. The woman hadn't left immediately after pressing the manual feeding button. She had sat down, stroking the cat's back, her lips moving as if murmuring something. Her profile flashed briefly in the corner of the frame, blurry, but enough to show she had a beautiful silhouette. I studied it for a long time. Adrian was nowhere in the frame. It didn't look like he had used a business trip as an excuse to bring a mistress home. Instead, her unhurried, familiar domesticity made it seem like she was the true owner of the apartment, which was very strange. The situation seemed far more complicated than I had initially imagined. Dark theories began to form in my mind. The weather was pleasant on the day Adrian returned. Dragging his suitcase through the door, he immediately opened his arms and pulled me into a tight embrace.
Babe, I missed you so much.
He smelled of his familiar cologne, mixed with the scent of travel. As I leaned against his chest, my body went rigid. He seemed to notice. Releasing me, he cupped my face in his hands.
What's wrong, unhappy?
I shook my head and forced a smile.
No, just a bit tired.
He tapped my nose playfully.
Lazy bones. Wait until I whip up a big feast for you.
While he was in the shower, I went through his suitcase. His clothes were meticulously categorized, clean laundry separated from the worn garments in individual bags, reflecting his usual attention to detail. There were no women's items, no suspicious receipts, no flaws whatsoever. For dinner, he made my favorites: sweet and sour ribs and cola chicken wings. At the dining table, he enthusiastically shared anecdotes from his business trip and kept putting food onto my plate, acting as though nothing had changed between us. I listened quietly, the food tasting like ash in my mouth, until he casually mentioned,
"The bonus will be substantial. How about we get a new sofa? The current one is getting a bit worn out."
I set my cutlery down and looked him straight in the eye.
Adrian, did you really buy this apartment?
The smile on Adrian's face froze. He stared at me for a few seconds before forcing a laugh, as if he had just heard a joke.
Babe, what are you talking about? If I didn't buy this apartment, did it just fall from the sky?
He reached out to pat my head, but I jerked away.
Can I see the purchase deed?
His eyes flickered with panic before he quickly regained his composure, shifting into a look of hurt.
What's wrong with you? Why ask this all of a sudden? We've been together for so long. Do you really not trust me?
I just want to see it.
My voice was calm, but my tone left no room for argument. He fell silent. The air in the room seemed to freeze, leaving only the dull hum of the refrigerator in the dining area. After what felt like an eternity, he sighed, walked to the study, and pulled a folder from a drawer, handing it to me.
Everything is here.
I opened the folder. Inside were the purchase agreement, a copy of the property title deed, and various receipts, everything perfectly intact. Under the owner's name, it clearly read, Adrian. Every single word seemed to mock my suspicion. Was I wrong? Had I just been overly paranoid? Adrian walked over.
"Silly girl, you scared me. Have you just been trapped in your own head while being home alone? I won't leave you by yourself anymore."
His embrace was warm, his tone deeply forgiving. Right then, the doorbell rang.